Welcome to episode 5 of Beneath the Hype. On today's episode, I'm sitting down with someone I've known since way back, my boy Bo Clayton. We played football and basketball together, starting in the 5th grade all the way through high school. From the Dolphins to the Wildcats, we've shared so many fields, so many courts, and so many moments together. And today we're reflecting on some of those memories, how sports has shaped us, and what life has looked like since high school. Let's go beneath the hype with Bo Clayton. What's up, guys? I'm here with my boy Bo Clayton.
So
Our relationship started so long ago, man. The first thing I did when I moved to Baker County in the 5th grade was started to play football, and I found the Dolphins. You, Demarian, Cordell, Antoine, Jonathan Jowers, Coach Jowers. Tell me something that you remember most about the early days playing for the Dolphins and, where we first met.
and I just remember first day of practice, your dad came to me. And I don't even know how he knew I was, a decent player, compared to everybody else. He said, I want you to make my son tough, right? Even back then, I was all about just being the best at whatever. And I looked at him, I was like, yes, sir, I got you. Every day I just try to hit you, just trying to find ways to line up against you and just hit you. And then I look at him and, you look at me and we smile or whatever. And then you figure it out. And once you figure it out, because you was always bigger than us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Always big.
Yeah, so it was like, he's a big dude. Once you figure it out. I mean, we ended up having a good season, but, I don't think we played on the same team again until high school.
No, it wasn't until high school.
Yeah. So, which, that was a good experience too, though.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. All right, man. We hooped together. We played football together. What do you think sports taught us early on? Or not just us, but what did sports teach you early on?
I'll say sports taught me early on, like teamwork and the importance of teamwork and being a good person. Because, you always find those athletes who are just really good at it. They don't have a balance. And that's what it taught me, having a balance. Being a balanced person. You can be a good ball player, but at the same time, you need to be a good person. And so that's what I learned, man. Just growing up where I grew up at, man. A lot of people they don't have that balance. I was able to have that balance and figure it out. You know what I mean?
For sure.
That part of it was pretty cool, though. I think that's the most important part of me, just creating that balance at an early age, and then kind of, it kind of continued throughout high school.
Yeah, that's actually one of the questions I have for you later on in the show. So we'll get there and go a little bit more in depth on that topic later. So what's one game or moment that you specifically remember from our time on the field or court together, whether it be in high school or whatever the case may be? I know I have some crazy memories,
I gotta remember when you played Hamilton, and you caught an interception and scored a touchdown.
I remember.
I was hyped because I'm like, finally, you know what I'm saying? Because I mean, you always an athlete, you know what I'm saying? So my boy got the ball in his hand, man. He caught an interception and took it. It was long too, about 67 yards.
62. It was kind of crazy because my number was 62.
Thanks.
Wes, he was playing DN. He come around, hit the quarterback, and the ball just whoop.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Shout out Wes the man.
Yeah, for sure. Wes the man. For
Wes
sure.
had a motor.
I couldn't believe when I got in the end zone, though.
Dude, we was tired.
I was tired. I think I threw it up.
Yeah, we was tired. I remember we was on, we were trying, everybody trying to get crap backs. Now you can't do crap back. But everybody was trying to crap back. But you was so far ahead of everybody, was like, let me just, let them rock out. You know what I'm saying? Because if we were trying to get a crap back then, it would probably, been at blocking the backs.
Yeah, no, that's one of my best memories from high school, man. That was kind of crazy. That was my first interception, first touchdown. I think, first touchdown. What was one of your memories? What was one of your best memories?
One of my best memories was probably my first game on varsity as a sophomore. Started. Well, backtrack, like as a freshman, coming from the middle school, I think we was like 8-1, something like that. Losing in the championship. And I was one of the running backs on the team, one of the best running backs on the team. Middle school, I was a stud, did everything the right way. Got in high school, went all summer workouts. I was just, I was still a good player, but I didn't get any clock as a freshman on JV. So one day I was like, man, this sucks. I'm about to quit, right, man? And I never quit. Nothing. Come on, I was used to playing.
Yeah.
So I was walking on the field, and the coach said something to me. And I said, man, look, I'll punish everybody on this team. And I turned around, put my stuff on, and it was just war. I was punishing everybody. So I played 2 games on JV. 2 games on JV, they moved me up. I played a little bit, special teams and all that stuff. my 10th grade year, now I'm the starting fullback. So first game of the season, we played Nice, and I mean they had a stacked team. After pregame, no, before pregame workout, pregame meal, we used to have pregame meal. I went home. My mom, Lord mama, just shout out because you the GOAT for real. She prayed for me. She prayed for me every game. But this game, my first game of varsity, so she was nervous. I wasn't really nervous, but she was. So what she did was, man, she oiled me up, praying on. So I'm talking about face, legs. I'm talking about. So I go into the locker room to get taken and stuff, and everybody was like, "Dude, why you got so much oil on? Like, you know what I'm saying?" And my cousin Kelly, which Kelly, that's my dog.
Yeah.
Kelly, we grew up together. So Kelly knew what time it was because we went to the same church and all that stuff. So I was like, man, mama prayed for me. They joked on me, whatever. So I'm like, man, whatever. I'm locked in, I'm ready to go. So first game, man, I ended up having like 100 and something yards and just killed. So after that game, man, people was like, man, hey man, your mama got some oil.
You gotta get that oil. Let me get some of that.
That was probably my best memory because, like I said, I remember just going out and just not being fearful, just
Right.
like rocking out, like, man, I'm gonna just do what I got to do. But yeah, man, mama warmed me up, man. She prayed for me, and I was.
Bro, she's always been such a strong backbone, not just for you, but for everybody,
Yeah.
for that whole community. I've always
Facts.
remember her coming around, smile on her face, loving on everybody. So shout out to your mom.
Yeah, for sure, man. She the GOAT for real.
My mama too. She's here with us right now.
Shout out, mama.
All right. So who else besides your mom, of course, who else from that era do you think left a lasting mark on your journey? Well, that part of your journey.
Oh my gosh, man, so many people, man. Church for sure. We went to back then it was called Crusaders for Christ Church in Sanderson. So Bishop Folston, he was the pastor. Everybody called him Soup. He was huge for me and my family. Him, Curtis Williams, Leonard Lewis, who he passed away, who he was one of my biggest influences. Darren McCray, my cousin Cars Clayton, man, he passed away, man. Ray Shafat. I mean, it's just the community in Sanderson, because that's where I'm from.
Right.
So like we were always close knit. Everybody had, everybody talks about, it takes a village to raise a child. And back then, man, like that was our village. So no matter if they told you to do something, like you did it, you respected them, and then like they respected your parents. So like, and your parents respected them, so it was respect. So if someone saw me doing something, they'll say, hey man, you need to, check that, don't do that. And then they'll call my mom or my dad, and then they'll check me. You know what I mean? So back then, it was just the whole community of Sanderson, man. It was big on developing character. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all of them, because like I said, I wouldn't be who I am today if it wasn't for that community. All the people I've ever impacted or spoke life into, it was because all those people spoke life into me. I'm just kind of, for lack of better words, paying it forward. You know what I mean?
Right. That's what we're trying to do now.
Yep.
Yep. And some of us go astray. We always remember the teachings and the accountability that we had when we were younger. So
and I think that's important, man, because I think everybody's gonna go astray. It's just sometimes I may go left, you may go right, but it's still not straight. You know what I'm saying? Like it's still not on the right path or the path that God wants us. Now, mine may look different from yours, but it's the same thing.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I've made a lot of mistakes or did things wrong that people may not know about, or people may know about, but it was still wrong. And so I think that's like you said, man, it's important that we able to get back on track, like no matter what.
Yeah, that's the whole goal for sure, just to keep pressing forward and lean on the one that matters most.
Facts.
All right, so moving forward, high school growth, transition. You graduated in 2005. I graduated the next year, 2006. What stands out about that season of life for you? Like once you graduated, moving into college, the next season of life, what stands out most about that time of life for you?
Man, just work. So I just remember, man, just being at my lowest point and just working. Just put my head down and not paying attention to what everybody else was doing and just working. Because like in high school, I had the opportunity to go play college ball. You know what I mean? But I didn't go because my mom got sick, and I was just like, I ain't want to leave my mom like that. So I was like, well, which I was a good student, so I think that goes back to the village. Like school was always important to me. So no matter what I did on the field or on the court, school wasn't. If I didn't do good in school, then none of that would have mattered to me. So I ended up graduating. I think top 15%, top 10. Well, I think it's 15% because we got scholarships at Lake City. In my head, I always knew that, man. Look, I need to. I want to go to college no matter what. So I kind of used that to get myself in school. And once I got in school, man, like the mentality that I had competing on the field, on the court, I just transferred that to school. I mean, like finishing, man. Like I went all the way through. I wasn't stopping. I had my mind made up, man. And I just remember, man, nights where it was just like, man, I can't do this. Like I doubted myself, because some of these classes they were tough. But man, I just work, man, just transferring that energy from beating you on the court, on the field, or whatever, to I gotta now I'm going against myself. You know what I'm saying? And either I'm gonna do what I'm supposed to, or I'm not.
Sometimes that's our worst enemy.
Yeah, it is. It is, man. Because like I was a perfectionist. Like I wanted to be the best. Like I said before, I wanted to be the best. So, and I knew that meant, bro, you gotta bust your butt.
Right.
Even growing, in sports, man, I wasn't always the best, but like I would work my butt off. And then when it was time to compete, I wasn't scared. You know what I'm saying? Like I knew the work I put in, so it was like, well, we're gonna do this. Yeah. So I just did. I took that and applied it to education. And because I went to JUCO, with junior college,
Okay.
community college. Even at community college, man, I was an academic All-American at Lake City. It's Florida Gateway now, but back then it was Lake City Community College. I was an academic All-American there, and man, the same personality I had then or now, whatever, I had it there. And man, we would talk to people, and man, we knew a ton of people at Lake City, man, just by just being ourselves, and people they flocked to us. You know what I mean? Man, I just like I said, just working, man, just not giving up on your dreams and putting your head down and just working. Like I said, man, I ain't gonna lie, I did feel a way not going to play college ball because we had other people who we played against or played with us go play, and it's like, dang, man, I really, what I'm saying, I should be playing, And the crazy thing is, though, man, like, me and one of my best friends, Marcel, shout out Marcel, like the second year we was at Lake City Community College, like people still was calling me to come play college football, and I'm like, I don't want to play. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I heard you didn't go, whatever. Can you come? I'm like, so we took a visit to Weber International. He's gonna play basketball. He's gonna play football, and I got there on campus, and I'm walking around and talking to people, whatever. And it's like, nah, man, this ain't for me, man. Like, but I mean, I'm glad it worked out the way it did because I don't even know if I would be the same person I am today if I would have went and played college ball. It worked out because God had me right where He wanted me, honestly. Because I don't, I mean, you can go off and anything can happen. You know what I mean? So I'm glad I listened and I just kind of stayed the course. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm happy about, man. Just staying the course, no matter what happens. Just stay the course.
Definitely. Well, you answered the next question easily. No, it's good. It's perfect, man. It was perfect. And then this is what I was saying earlier. So talk about the challenges of balancing school, sports, and trying to figure out who you were becoming back then. You weren't playing sports anymore, but just those challenges that we face trying to do it all and be the best at the same time.
And I mean, before we start recording, we talked about balance, man. Like I was able to, and it took a couple of years to figure out my balance. And what I had to do was I had to prioritize, like, okay, what's first? What's first? And then the people I surrounded myself with we all had the same common denominator. Like we all wanted to be successful in school. So what I did was like I minimized my circle to people who were like me. So it made the challenges of going through and succeeding a whole lot. It made it easier because I had somebody beside me who was doing the same thing.
Right.
And they were able to encourage me. I was able to encourage them. At the end of the day, we all ate. And I think a lot of times, man, people are afraid to put themselves out there like that, like be around people who are like them. Like some people just want to be by themselves. And I get that. And it's a time for that. During that time, like I needed some
community.
I needed some people who were doing the same thing I'm doing, but waking up because I'm at work. I wasn't a traditional college student. I had to work full time every year in college. And
Been there.
So it's I mean it was a battle. My junior year, I got accepted to Florida. Yeah, a lot of people don't know that. But so I went to University of Florida. I got my AA from Florida Gateway, Lake City. Matter of fact, UF was the only school I applied to. Their business school, I think it's the Warrington Business School, one of the top business schools in America. And I wasn't even a Gator fan, but I'm like, I feel like I can get it. You know what I mean? I think I can get in. I know I can get it. So I applied. I got in. And at the time, I was working at the state hospital. So I would work. I was working 11 to 7, 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. So I would go to night shift. 11 p.m., get off at 7 a.m., go to Gainesville for school, come home, go to sleep. And I repeated that for my whole junior year at Florida.
Dang.
So
tough.
that's how I told them. I was like, man, like
That was really before online classes was a thing, you know?
way before.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm like, but I was so motivated because like I'm the oldest of 6. So like first generation college kid. And like I wanted to set the mark, you know,
Right.
not only for me, but for my family, for my community. Because like, you know, we didn't in Sanderson, we didn't have a whole lot of African American men going to college back then at that time. We had a couple, but like it was like I was one of the ones, you know, on the forefront. Like you guys, you can go to school, you can. But man, like I said, man, that was a time where it was like, sometimes I was hurting, man. I was typically, I still don't know how I even did it. 'Cause like school by itself was already challenging, and then to go and work at the state hospital, which that's a whole nother challenge in itself, you know. But I was so locked in, man. I was like, I gotta do it.
You got to do it. Look, when you have a unwillingness to quit and just a locked in determination to succeed, and then you have God.
Yeah.
There's nothing that can stop you from accomplishing your goal, you know. So that's amazing. That's a great explanation. So leading into something that's very special to me, family and fatherhood. What does being a father mean to you now, especially as you look back at how you were raised, and how has that shaped your perspective on life these days?
Oh my God. Fatherhood changed me though. Yeah. And one thing about me is like I was a father before I was a father. So before I had my own kids, I was a father figure, a role model to the kids I coached. So I coached in Baker County. I coached for 13 years. 13 years in Baker County. So those 13 years, man, there were kids who they needed a father figure. They needed somebody who they can look up to.
For sure.
So before I had my own kids, I had a ton of kids, so to speak, ton of players. And they become your kids, man. Like you spend so much time with them. You know, not only, but you have some kids who you're just their basketball coach, and then some kids are, hey man, that's my dad, man. That's that's my uncle. That's and back like I said, and everybody call me Coach Bo. So you got those kids, and then their families, and then their siblings. So you become this father figure to a lot of people. Before I had my kids, I learned patience through dealing with those kids.
Yes.
It was time for me to have, I got married in time for us to have kids. Me and my wife, Jarrell. I had patience, but it's a different kind of patience when it's your kid. You know what I'm saying? Because my kids are 9 day. You know what I'm saying? My daughter Legacy, she's 6. And she turned 7 in September. All right. And then my son Legend, he's 5. So they're 2 different temperaments. You know what I'm saying? One is mild mannered, one is just man, you know, just tough but he has a soft side. So it's like, trying to find that balance for both of them, and I'm still learning, you know what I'm saying? Because they change.
You're never gonna stop learning.
Oh no, and they change so much. I've also learned too though that there are 2 different parts of me.
Right.
So part of me is in them, and then like I have to step back and like, okay, well, how do you address this situation if you was addressing it to yourself? You know what I mean? And especially my son Legend, like he's me all day. So it's like sometimes I'm like, wait a minute, how would I react to me?
Right.
How should I react to me? You know what I mean? But it's a challenge every day, man. Like so you learn something new every day. And I think I'll be honest with you, like my biggest fear is like my kids, all they know is love. Like they don't know hate, they don't know like they all up. And it's funny, like, in Baker County or wherever, most people they come up, what's up, Coach Bo? And they dap me up. So my daughter, she has this thing, she feels like if she's with me and somebody daps me up, like she holding her hand out, like, she want them to dap her up.
Exactly.
And it's funny, but it's like, that's what
It's just a thing, dude.
Yeah, like all they know is love. So it's like raising your kids in a society where you got to teach them what is love and what isn't love. Like that's my biggest challenge as a father. Like I got to address issues like racism or like, okay, well, being equal. You know what I mean? And it's like all they know is they see people. I love everybody, but it's like sometimes people are not gonna love you back because of the way you look or the way you act or whatever. So you gotta
have those tough conversations.
yeah, man. Sure. And like I said, like I'm learning, to communicate. Because back in the day, like my mom and dad, they didn't do a lot of communicating like that with man. It was like, hey, do this.
It was
And then
more.
you,
I've said this in the past. It was more do what I say, not as I do,
yeah.
type of situation, and just reprimanding versus explanation and
Yeah.
teaching us why to not do those things.
Oh man, I'm big on why. And so my kids ask me, so well, why that? Look, let me explain to you. This is why, and and it takes more, like I said, they'll keep asking, and sometimes I keep explaining, but like it's important to me that they know why.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, we need to teach them why.
They need to know either they ask me why and I tell them the truth, or they ask somebody else why, and then
They find out the hard
find
way.
out our way, or you find out a way that is not agreeing to what our way. You know what I'm saying? So, but just communicate, man. I think it's important, man, that communication. You communicate with your kid and being honest with them.
An open line of communication.
Yeah,
That's something that I missed out on sometimes as a child, and that not getting the explanations why, or not even getting that offered to me.
yeah.
So
Hey, listen, same here, man. Like my dad still don't talk that much.
right.
Like back then, he's just not a talker. His dad wasn't there, so he doesn't really know how to communicate. You know what I mean? So we had our mom, and our mom, she did the best she could communicating with us. You know what I mean? Teaching us.
Same.
But still, though, it was still the old traditional way was, hey, look, you do this, or if you don't do it right, or if you don't do it, then you're gonna be in trouble.
Get some consequences.
Yeah. So like I said, man, my whole parenting is non-traditional. We're gonna sit down and talk. I apologize. Hey, I tell them quick, my bad. Daddy messed up. That is sorry. That's on me. I messed that up. I should have did that. I should have did this. So, having, like I said, having the open line of communication, like, because it's important that they see that.
Definitely. And you said something, man, like all those kids that we've had a chance to impact in life through coaching or whatever the case may be, their families, their extended families. I feel the same way. I don't have any biological children myself, but I feel like I have a ton of kids that I've been able to impact through the game of basketball, through sports, and through life in general. So that's amazing. What inspired you to get into coaching? Like when you first started coaching after sports, what made you make the decision to start coaching?
I've always, like, I had people who helped me. They weren't a coach, but they were role models. You know what I mean? And shout out Darren McCray. He was one of the biggest. Like, he wasn't a coach. He didn't even play sports. He did weightlifting when he was in high school. He's older, but he would just come hang out. Take us with him. We'll go to Walmart, Windex, and just hang out. And he would teach us, the right things to do. You know what I mean? Like, and how to conduct yourself, how to, So it was, at which I met him through ministry. You know what I'm saying? So it was like being able to be in a position to impact. Like, I always have this saying that I always say: aspire to inspire before you expire. And that's my motto. Like, I want to be able to inspire people. And I was working, like I said, I graduated college. I was working out of the health department, and I was already in the schools doing abstinence. I was teaching abstinence in schools and schools and Baker, and I was all over the place teaching it. We played ball, so I was like, man, I want to coach basketball. So I went and talked to Coach Ruiz, man.
Shout out Coach Ruiz.
Shout out Coach Ruiz, man. And he gave me an opportunity, and I fell in love with it. You know what I mean? Like I said, 13 years, man. It's crazy because me and my wife was talking about it not too long ago. I was like, man, back then the kids that I coached, like, we don't leave each other.
Nope.
Like, no matter where you're gonna you're gonna always be, we're always gonna be connected. And like they first is player coach relationship, and then when they get grown, and it's like, no, we're friends now. You know what I'm saying? Like, shout out Rod Haygood, Jamon Jones, like, on at Keller on Sundays sometimes. They always there, so it's always, what's up, coach? Coach? I'm like, man, y'all, we friends. But it's
I'm gonna have to come out.
yeah, man, come on, man. And you test people, man. Shout out Mike Evans, man. Mike was one of my guys. He's in Oklahoma doing big things, man. But Mike was one of the ones who Mike stayed connected with.
Yep.
Like, he'll text me out. Hey, coach, well, you good? How everybody going? Like, Mike Boone, another one, who is, who's doing great things in the NFL. It's like just to know that, you impacted someone, whether it's someone on that level or whether it's somebody who I coach that's doing construction. It's always love. Like, if I see you, oh, you gotta bring it in. You gotta give me a hug.
Yes, sir.
So it makes you feel a certain kind of way. It's like, you know what, I did my part.
Yep.
Because, like, this guy here came through, and they'll tell you quick. Like, I mean, I'm a competitor, but at the same time, like, impact. Like, I didn't care if we won a game, but like, if you left my program or left being with me as a player, you're gonna get something out of basketball that is gonna help you with life.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? And that was my biggest thing. Like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I know a lot about basketball now, but like, I wasn't. You'll never see me boast about it. Like, I'm still learning. Like, but my thing was just impact. Like, how can I help you be what you need to be 10 years from now?
For sure.
So that's how I got into it, man. I started and man, I've been coaching ever since.
Yeah, for sure. No, it's something. Even if we can't be on the sidelines, we're always going to be a coach, especially to them.
Always, man.
You know, and then we're always coaching something in life. You're coaching your kids every day. We never stop being that
No,
to these kids out here.
no, not at all, man. They need it because
They
I mean,
have to
like
get it.
not only them, but we need it. They need to know that we're still there, and then we need to know that we're important because they're still connected to us, and they want it. They want that information.
Yep.
Now we're not talking about basketball. Now we're talking about stock. Now we're talking about how to buy a house. The coaching part that don't change. You know what I'm saying? It's just the material.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
know what I'm saying? That's the only thing that changes, the material. We go from talking about basketball or coaching basketball or football to life.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And it never stops.
Never. All right. So, what is if you could take one lesson from your experience playing sports and with a coach to pass down to your kids or your players, what would that be?
One experience?
One lesson.
I would say, like, be the best version of yourself you can be. My favorite coach of all time, and I'm shouting them out. No offense to all the coaches, I love y'all. Y'all are all great. But Coach Landrew, all right, Mike Landrew, he was my JV coach, which I played JV basketball. I played JV for 1 year. They moved me up, which I wanted to play again because I wanted to play for Landrew. And man, Landrew was just he was big on like the small stuff and working hard. Like, man, we practice. I don't know when you can. We practice outside. JV practice outside. But we was out to the course. No, it doesn't matter. Cold, it don't matter. So we was outside, man.
He's about to say snow.
Yeah, no snow. We ain't got no snow. But dude, but he always, man, like he was big on working hard and rewarding people who work hard. He didn't care about, he cared about winning, but it was like, if you miss practice, you're not playing.
Right.
I don't care if you're the starter. No, he's fair. Like, okay, you miss practice, so you gonna sit out for a quarter. Next guy. So he's big on showing up and working hard. So that's one thing I would get from my past experience. Hey man, work hard and do it when nobody's watching. Like, man, like it wasn't like a thing where it's like, hey man, you need to work on your game, but it was like you do it because you know that it's gonna at some point it's going to help you out. You know what I mean? And like I said, basketball, I was decent basketball. I wasn't great, but I worked. You know what I mean? It wasn't like, and I was a competitor. So it's like,
all his workers in the room. I can vouch for that.
We gonna grind. We gonna scrap. You know what I mean? But like, you don't know I'm there. You know what I'm saying? You may win the game, but we're gonna compete. You know what I mean?
My presence will be felt today.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so let's move forward to something, a little more close to home. Baker County and youth culture. When you look at Baker County today, what do you see in terms of opportunities or challenges for the youth?
We'll go with opportunities first. I think there are some opportunities there, but I think at the end of the day, I think those opportunities need to be presented in a way that it benefits everybody. Things are, especially there, man, things are starting to grow now. And growth is good when it's managed. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you can't manage growth, then sometimes abundance of something might be too hard to handle. So I think Baker is getting to a point now to where we see the growth coming and we're starting to, expand and do different things. So that's one of the advantages that, we have there. And it's close knit. I think a disadvantage is like competition. Like, people, I ain't say just Baker, kind of a lot of small towns, man. Like, it's hard for everybody to be on the same page. Like, you got one group here want to do this, another group want to do this, another group want to do this. And it's like, together we'll stand, but like we're all divided, it's not gonna work. I mean, so I wish, and this, like I said, all small towns. I wish everybody can kind of be on the same page with, how we want to manage the growth that we're going to have. And I think once the community can get on the same page, then all the kids will benefit, not just your kid or my kid. You know what I mean? Because I know with me, like, I'm big on that. Like, I ain't got to be the top dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have to be the head coach or the guy that's calling all the shots. Like, I'm cool with being in the background and not being on the forefront because I know my work ethic. Like I'm gonna just work. Like I know God is gonna get an increase. Like I don't have to be in the paper. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm cool with not, but I know that my impact is felt. Well, that's how I was as a coach. I wasn't a big, even when I helped coach varsity, I wasn't like the go-to coach for the plays, whatever. But I was a go-to coach for, hey man, coach, man, I got this going on. I don't know what to do. Oh,
And sometimes that's the most important part.
yeah, for sure. So it's like, like I understand my role in whatever capacity I understand it. And I'm cool with it. So, like I said, I just wish, back to the question, I wish the county, the small communities, not just Baker, but all the other small communities can be on the same page. And I see it a lot of different communities are, they have different programs going on. And it's like, God, man, you can only unify that, man. It'll make the whole county shake. But that's just I think that's just a small town community problem. You know what I mean? Like not just Baker, it's a lot of small towns who can't. It's kind of hard to be on the same page and unify together for the mass, for the abundance. You know what I'm saying?
That led right into the next question again. What do you feel, or what is an idea for the next generation in Baker County, for the leaders, the mentors, and the community to solve that problem?
Communication, man. I think one biggest thing, and like I said, Baker County is one of the counties, but a ton of counties. I think pride is the biggest problem we all have when it comes to unifying. Because some people, they have like, well, my way works. And it's like, I don't think people understand, like, when you're talking about impact, impact is something big. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not for you, it's for a bunch of people. So that means you may have to take the back seat or you may have to take a different road in order for the whole thing to work. And I don't think a lot of people want to do that. Excuse me. They don't want to take that step back. You know what I'm saying? Like instead of getting a piece of the pie and everybody else splitting it up, they really try to eat the whole pie by themselves. You know what I'm saying? And be greedy and then be wasteful. You might not even be able to eat the whole pie. You may be able to eat 2 slices and that's it. But you see a whole pie, opportunity to get a whole pie, so you go in by yourself trying to get it, and it's too much for you. Why not eat a piece?
Sounds like a whole bunch of sinning.
Yeah,
Greed, pride, gluttony.
that's exactly that's what it comes to, though, man. Like
Yeah, it is.
people gonna fall because they're prideful.
Yep.
The Bible talks about, it's big on pride. You're not gonna be able. I know one scripture talks about, entering the kingdom of heaven. It's pretty much saying like pride. You're not gonna be able to enter the kingdom of heaven. Like, what do you mean? Like, you love yourself more than you love God. You love yourself more than you love to serve. Like you're not gonna be successful doing that. Greed. You know what I mean? Like those are all selfish sins. They're all about you. God is definitely not all about him. It's about everybody. So
Sure.
like I said, man, just pride, man. When people put themselves down and lift somebody else up, then that problem will be solved in every community.
For sure. You've already mentioned one thing that you would possibly change about the current landscape in Baker. So name one last thing before we move on. What is something else that you would change about the current landscape for the youth in Baker County?
I wish, which like I said, it's changing now. Like just to have more activities for the kids, have more outlets for different, different kinds. Not just I ain't talking about just sports, like other activities. Because when you do just sports, then you're kicking a lot of other kids out who don't
Right.
play sports. So I mean, I don't know what else other people, because I grew up just playing sports. You know what I'm saying? So it's just something that can involve everybody. You know what I'm saying? Different cultures with, people with kids with different strengths and different weaknesses. And, I think that'll be good, man. Just, providing something other than just sports.
Yep. That's alluding back to the statement about unity, just having unity across the community. All right. So something that I've always liked from you is this phrase that you've coined, back to the beat. And then this part of your creative drive, we've talked about this a little bit. What's the meaning behind back to the beat? And how did this tagline come about?
Oh my goodness, dude, this is so old, man. Like,
I like it though. I think you
Bro,
should bring it
it's
back
been-
and keep it going, bro.
this is old. Like when Facebook first started, that was my tag. And I don't know, man, like I was just vibing one day and I'm just like, man, back to the beat. And to me, it was just like, no matter what's going on, get back to what's real. I'm saying get back to who you are as a person, get back to that. And then honestly, I'll make the status can be anything, whatever. Now back to the beat. And then like I just kept saying it. Then people like they like this, so they picked up on it and they'll say, what's up? Now back to the beat. I'm like, well, okay, well. The thing is, I never said like the only time I said is like Facebook,
Right.
like whatever. Not back to the beat, not back to the beat. So it's kind of like my signature now. But yeah,
I've always liked it, man, and that's part of your branding. And
yeah,
we're gonna start talking about that here in a second. But how do you see your brand now and your mindset, or both? Speaking of back to the beat, how do you feel like you're gonna start growing that in the future?
I don't know, man. Like, cause I spoke with you. I'm kind of like on the verge of rebranding myself, and
That's why I'm asking this question.
yeah. So it's like it's one of the things where, man, it's just I've never been afraid to express myself. Like I'm gonna tell you how I feel, especially if we got a relationship. You gonna know how I feel about whatever. And so I'll go through these phases of however I'm feeling at the moment, whatever God is saying to me. That's part of me. So I got this. How can I say this? It's almost like a
timeout.
get you.
So you said it's almost like this.
So I got this. I got a catalog of things that I go through or God gives me, and I put it on a shirt. I don't sell it. I said like sometimes I sell some stuff I have, but like it's kind of like what I'm going through. I put it on the shirt and I wear it, and it kind of becomes a part of who I am. Like, now back to the beat has always been there, but I went through this whole dad bod phase, and I'm still there. Which people don't know. Like it's a joke. I have a dad bod, but I'm in shape, and so it's like I work. It's kind of like it's an inside joke to me.
Yeah, no, I've always got it.
Like, oh man, you got a dad bod shirt on, and I wear it all the time, and people like, man, you got a dad bod.
It's just to play on words.
That's it. So that right. And then I went to
Creating a new narrative for the dad bod, right?
and that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
And the reason why I did that is because like shout out to the women. You guys have the babies. You guys are awesome. Perfect, you're wonderful. And my thing was like when I was having my baby, like people don't talk about like how men feel, you know what I'm saying? Like we went through a lot of changes too, especially when you're there. I ain't gonna see, when you have a kid and you're there and so you go through changes too. So when I had my first kid, I'm like, man, things are changing. I'm trying to get used to this, and then bam, that happened. I mean, that happened, boom, Then recently, which I haven't even put it out there yet, but I might put it out since you guys were talking about it. I went through a season. I did a big fast last year, and I was just like, Lord, man, like leading. I want, like, God, I want so much more. I want so much more. And during this fast, it was like 6 to 6, and then like no meat. I think we did that for like 2 weeks or something. So I'm like, one day my wife asked me like, what do you want to eat? And I'm like, after the fast is over, I'm like, I don't need much because like I don't really have an appetite, but like I'm good with something small. God spoke to me and sent me to Matthew, and the exchange Jesus had with the lady, and she was just pretty much paraphrasing. She was just saying, "Hey, I need my daughter healed," and he's saying, why should he, he's pretty much saying he come here to feed somebody else. Why would he, feed a dog or But people have different interpretations of it. She was like, hey, dogs still they eat the crumbs from the master's table. Just humbling herself like, hey, look, I don't need much. I'm good with that. You know what I'm saying? And it hit me. It's like, you know what? People, we always ask for a whole bunch. God is saying, I'm gonna sustain you with the crumbs. So I got this shirt now that says, I love crumbs, and it has the scripture at the bottom of it. And it's like, and I wear people don't get it. And then sometimes people ask me, I'm like, look, man, this is my crumb season. Like, I'm good with just enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, what I think is not a lot. God is saying it's a lot.
It's enough.
It's enough. This is gonna sustain you. This is gonna teach you.
I got chills right now, bro.
Listen, this is gonna teach you how to manage when you get the whole loaf. When you're able to be appreciative of just a little bit, the small stars. You know what I'm saying? Just a little bit. I ain't gotta have a whole lot, but the little bit I do have, I love it. You know what I'm saying? I treasure it. It's kind of like, when you get your first car. I don't know if you remember getting your first car.
Yeah,
Man,
dude.
you wash that thing every day, every week. You clean it out. You was, you was appreciative of like that first love of it. You know what I'm saying? And when he said that, I wrote it down because I got a big journal. I love writing. So I wrote it down. I prayed about it. I'm like, you know what? Man, this is my crumb season. This is my crumb season. I'm good. God is sustaining me with this. He's preparing me so when I do get something big, I'll have that same love and that same energy for it. because I remember when I had the crumbs.
Mm.
And the abundance that he's going to give me, I'm going to be okay with the crumbs. What's left over, I can give out to other people. So I'm saying, like, okay, cool. You don't have this? Hey, here you go. You need some knowledge on this? Okay, here you go. Let me help you. Because he knows that I'm in it for the right reason. So he can give me a whole loaf of bread and know that I'm just gonna waste over. He know I ain't gonna do that because I'm appreciative of the crumbs.
That's awesome, man.
So
That's why you came here today, bro.
it's like I said, but I'm just in my shout out YPT, my church group. We over the young adults and the teenagers. And one of my friends, she sent, and I just had her mom, hey man, it's crumb season, man. Like God is saying, man, look, you don't need all that. All you need is me, and whatever I give you, you gotta believe that it's gonna sustain you through the tough times.
Amen.
So
Amen.
that's where I'm at now. You know, I'm it's my crumb season, man. I'm just trying to.
I'm right there with you, bro.
Hey, I'm scrapping. I'm getting every little piece I can get. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna sustain me somewhere. God bless me with abundance. Just like He's gonna bless you with your abundance. You're gonna be thankful of it, and you're gonna know how to, save it and not abuse it. You know what I'm saying? Or waste it.
Right.
So
Well, looking ahead, man, what's next for Bo Clayton? Personally, professionally, spiritually? What you got on the to-do list?
listen, I want to be the best version of myself. So continue to make the sacrifice I need to do that. And I decided to go back to grad school, right, to finish up my master's in social work, and then see whatever God takes me from there. That's what we're gonna do, man. So finish my master's in social work because I started 10 years ago, 10 years ago, 13 years ago. Started, ended up stopping, got married, had kids, all that. So I wanted to make sure, my family was straight before I went back to finish up. So that's where I'm at now. So we'll finish that up, and then, man, ministry wise, man, look, man, I'm moving and grooving, man, just doing what God tell me to do, man. Speaking life into people and just doing everything I can do to kind of help out with our ministry and just ministry in general, like outside the church. So but yeah, that's where we are, though, man.
That's awesome. What's a specific goal or project that you're excited about for the future?
A goal or project I'm excited about for the future. Just my kids, man. My kids, they're getting into sports now. So being able to be there and be dad is what I'm more excited about. I've been coaching my whole life. And I'm a coach, but like I want to be able to sit back and be like, okay, you can do it. It's okay. You did good. Let's work on. Let's get better. Like that part of it. And not only in sports, but just in school and like any activity that they're part of. You know what I'm saying? Like being able to be there and be present. So I'm more. I think that's probably one of the things I'm most excited about because like they both have different kind of personalities.
I mean,
And
6 and 5, that's a very, very crucial part of life. So it's
Yeah.
good that you're in that
Oh.
season and ready
Oh,
to
yeah.
take that on.
And I think all fathers should be hands on deck with their kids and everything. Like I go to all my school meetings, the graduations, the parties at the school. I don't care. I'm there. Like if
agree.
it's it's like, hey, I save my vacation days and all that at work just so I can go to my kids' school when they're having a party or
That's awesome, man.
or they going to they do this in Becker they take the kids to the pumpkin patch.
Yeah.
So I'll take a day off just to. And last year I can lie, my daughter hurt my feelings. And I told her that. She was like, man, you hurt my feelings. And she said she's sorry and all that. But we was, I'm walking. And I always hold my baby hand. We always hold my hand. She always hold my hand. And we walking. And she like, she like, Dad, I don't want you to hold my hand. And I stopped. I said, what? She said, I'm a big girl. I said, baby, you can always be my baby. Like, you can always hold my hand. Like, don't do me like that. And she's like, but I don't. I said, okay. So I didn't trip. Oh. So we got home that night. I'm like, Legacy, you hurt my feelings. Like, man, you trying to know, but I'm being a big girl. I said, look, you can always be my baby. So I'm always on your hand. I'm always pick you up. I'm always kiss you. I'm always like, don't like, but I get it though. You know what I'm saying? Like she saw her friends not, but I'm like, I ain't your friends, daddy. I'm your daddy, baby. But
All right, man. Before we go, all right, man. Before we go, if people can take one thing away from your journey, what do you hope that would be?
Inspire. No, I'm sorry. Aspire to inspire before you expire.
I love it.
Always, always, always give it back. Like, help somebody. Like, don't be selfish with your skills or with your knowledge. You ain't even got your knowledge. You know what I mean? Like, just help somebody along the way because you never know like what you say may help that person get over the hump and become the best version of themselves that they become. If I ain't had anything to say, if you want to, just always aspire to just be like to inspire somebody, man. Just do it. We need more people giving back to others.
Definitely. That's what Beneath the Hype is all about, man. And Bo, I appreciate you so much for pulling it up and blessing the studio. This is what Beneath the Hype is all about. Like I said, Bo and I weren't just teammates. The whole time we were experiencing life together, we was building character, discipline, learning life lessons, and it's showing up today, in a different aspect for each one of us. But if you felt this episode, lock in, follow the show, subscribe. And if you got a story that needs to be heard, hit me up and we can get you on the show. But until next time, keep growing, keep grinding, and keep living beneath the hype. We'll see you later.
Peace.
Bo, I appreciate you so much for pulling up and blessing the studio today. This right here is exactly what Beneath the Hype is all about. We weren't just teammates. We were building character, discipline, and life lessons that still show up today. If you felt this episode, like, follow, and subscribe to the show. And if you've got a story that needs to be heard, connect with me so we can get you on here and share that story. But until next time, keep growing, keep grinding, and keep living beneath the hype.